can, the ground doesn't need to be cultivated before I use it. So of course I tested out a bit more and discovered, well, actually no, ploughing is sufficient. Okay, there's going to be a bit missed there. So that little forest over there is looking quite good. I wonder what the one over by the Aberdeen Grains looks like. That was the first forest I cut down. And it's rather conveniently positioned right by the sawmill. Ooh, yeah. Not good. Oh well. There we go. Wheel straight before I engage the cruise control. It's one of the things that disengages the cruise control is turning the wheel too far. Do that occasionally. Stop that there. I'm going to have to do a row north-south. This fence is a little bit too close. Okay. Down the back side as well. And that'll give me a little bit more turnaround space. Yeah, I'm supposed to do the headland last, but such is life. Just Cookie is Curious. Good morning, Cookie is Curious, and welcome to the stream. How are you doing? How was your Thanksgiving? Turn, but we'll have a go. Nope, again we hit the fence. So what is the real time? Real time is 10 o'clock. need to do here is make the long turn. I'll probably end up doing the same at the other end too. Okay. That's that. Now. Hard right. And that's close enough. Close to done here. That's going to be another hour or so, I guess. Hopefully this is done. I can do this by eye. And that's it. Another field is done. I'll fold that up. Where shall I put it? I'll push it back over here. That'll do. And off. Okay. Why do I want you? I'm thinking I kind of don't. I can put that away. We will need this when we get to the full seeding operation, because oilseed radish is very efficient in seed usage, so I really don't need to fill up the seeder that much. Captain Zank, good morning and welcome to the stream. How you doing? So, we're done with the truck. Am I done with the truck? It is 26 engine hours, 13 days, yeah. Now, I think one of these needs looked at as well. Wrong one. 29.9 hours, 13 days. Oh, that's very useful. That one's 5 days. Okay, I don't need to do that one yet. Who's going to clean that? At least a bit. At least, actually, I don't use this for moving the bales off the field. So we're kind of done with this stuff as well. I'm going to use the pickup trailer over there. However, I don't know. We might need this down here anyway for the wall. But it doesn't need to be in the way of everybody. All right. Here's the Land Rover. It's so that's already, that's not needed, and this is nearly done. All right. Oh, we can't do that yet. Slightly. Okay. Now, a little bit more complicated this one is. So we auto width it. We shuffle it over so that the red line is right where it needs to be, and you'll see that in front of us there's actually a green line and a blue line. The green line is the middle of this thing, and the blue line is the middle of the tractor. That's good. We need to reverse the offset. Oh, what's that one? Automatic offset reversal. Oh, yeah, okay, so we put the offset there. We do an automatic offset reversal, and we turn on the thing, and now we lower that and drive. So what happens now is I get to the end of the field, I lift it, I hit the auto turn, and it will switch the offset. So the offset is always on the west side of the field. And we flip the plough, obviously. So we come up to there, we stop, we lift the plough, we reverse. Do that. And no, we keep going that way. There we go. And once that's relatively straight, we reverse it back. reverse that way. Yep, there we go. So I'm slightly off the offset right now. Obviously the worker does it much quicker than I can do it, even with GPS assist. And then we lower that and go. And it's also easier with a shorter plough. Especially one that lifts clear of the ground. The problem is this one's so long it needs a wheel in the centre to support it. So I really need this job completed today, because it will free up a second heavy tractor. Depending on the weather, which doesn't look good per usual. Oh, good grief, seriously? We are raining all the way through fall. Now we might get lucky and have rain overnight and thus afternoons available to do field work, but this is going to be one of the worst winters or worst falls harvest seasons I've had, so I think I'll do the manual turn. It's a little bit easier. So we come back to there, flip the plough, re-engage the what is it thing, GPS, drop that and off we go again. A little bit easier at this end because I got a little bit more space to play with. There's a lot of fields up north need to be harvested. It does look kind of cool. I usually get my cereal crops in fall of the previous year, so they're ready to harvest right at the end of summer. And with the weather like it's been the last 2-3 years, it's a good plan to have. It wasn't so bad at the beginning because I only had 8 fields with crops in that needed harvest, but even then it got a little bit tight, and I'm harvesting up until 10 o'clock in the evening on the last day of fall, and next day is going to be, hey, no crops at all in the ground, they all wither and die because it's winter. But as I've bought more fields, my harvesting window has become substantially lessened. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work a little bit better than last time. This tractor totally outturns this plough. That's a little bit better. Let's put that straight the wheel. Turn on the GPS. Lower the plough. And see where we end up. I'm going to have to do headlands at the end of each row anyway, or each section of this field anyway. It's just trying to keep the amount of missed fields to the, or missed ploughed area to the width of the plough. In order to maximise planting area. Not that this planting is that important, it's oilseed radish, which is a fertiliser. And while it's good to get as much of it planted as possible, if you miss little bits, it's not that critical. I'm just not going to get full bonus yield. From the fertiliser. However, the ploughing is important, because how well I do this dictates part of a coverage. That left, it didn't lift. What am I saying? Yeah. Ploughing yields a bonus to crop production for the next 3 years. So obviously the better the coverage, the more benefit I get, because this is a 3-year bonus. Of course, for Farm Sim 19, this was replaced by Lime, so you actually have to pay to do this. So, once we are done with this, there's 3, maybe 4 more passes on this side. And then I have to run the top and the bottom. I think this is annoyingly going to end up with me right up at this top end of this field, which is not really where I want to be, but we'll be done with the plough, so I just want to take this back to the cow farm after this. So being in this corner of the field might be okay. Wide Boy 25780, welcome to the stream. How was your Thanksgiving? Okay. So yeah, I did not do a good job of this last time, so hopefully load the plough and do that bit too. There we go. Oh, you're UK based, so no turkey yesterday. Ah well. I didn't have any turkey yesterday either. But that was due to a lack of electricity and Mrs. Osa being sick. So Yeah, we really didn't do much of anything yesterday. I have worked for American companies where we do Thanksgiving in the UK back when I lived there. Because the offices usually had Americans based at them, sometimes on a temporary measure, so they're away from their family, but they still want to do the turkey thing. Ah, okay, well, welcome. Thanks for the follow. This is actually a long-term series. I've been playing this since I started streaming back in September last year. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm winding it up at the end of this particular this particular seasonal year. So at the end of fall we'll probably close up the farm and I'll start a long duration Farm Sim 19 farm. But my driving goal for this was to complete all of the achievements for Farm Sim 17. Because I hadn't done the pig breeding, I hadn't done the cow breeding. Cow breeding took ages. Oh, this is actually looking like we won't end up at the top of the field. At least not at this end. Look at that. Oh, yes it does. Ugh. What the heck? What happened? Ugh. Messed that up. A little bit of a problem with the GPS. If you do have the wheel slightly turned, it will to the side that you're steering towards, which is what I was doing there. I didn't have the wheels straight up, so it was turning right as it, tending right, should I say, as it was going up the line. So yes, I understand a lot of Japanese manufacturers don't celebrate much of anything. But then my understanding is they're fine so long as you get all your work done in the time set. It's somewhat easy. This piece of equipment is one of the more complicated ones because the center of the equipment is sort of here along the green line, but it trails to the side of the tractor, so the tractor has to follow this blue offset. Oops. Let's take my finger off there. See, there's two lines in front of us. The tractor is following the blue offset where the implement is centered on the green line, and then the red lines denote the outer edge of its operating width. So takes a little bit of practice to get used to, but I haven't had too much issues since I figured most of it out. I'll do a quick come through when I get this thing turned around. Okay, we need to flip the plough over, because that's the other thing, the plough has to flip every time you go down, so you're always pushing dirt in the same direction no matter which way up or down the field you go. So turn the cruise or the GPS on, we'll lower the plough anyway. I think for the most part I'm going to be doing the rest of this field alone, or by eye, but in essence I don't care about that. You can save multiple GPS courses, I don't bother with that, it's fairly easy to set it up on the fly. This sets auto width on your trailed equipment. This piece of equipment is 12.2, no, the other one was 12.2. Shall we take a quick look? This piece of equipment is a plough. It's the Lemken Titan. It is 4.9 meters wide. Are you sure? I guess it's 4.9 meters wide. So why does that say 5.3? Normally I'll do an auto set which sets the offset, the center, and the outside widths. I'll then drop it down 1 or maybe 2 clicks so that I'm not absolutely reliant on a precise position as I run up and down the field. Normally some pieces of equipment go a little bit wider than they actually say, so this one says 5.3 although the description says 4.7. So it's ploughing more than it should do. Other pieces of equipment are less reliable and do less than it's actually stated. So usually I'll reduce, as I said, I'll reduce the width. These two buttons here allow me to move the course left and right. As soon as we get to the end of this bit, I'll demonstrate that. So when I first set up on a field, I'll come to the field, I'll line up the track to where I want to be, and then where it activates the GPS may not be in the right place. So I can use these two buttons to offset it to the left or the right a little bit.